Now, you've entered the game as a man, as a male character. Like I told you before, at your core, you are dual in nature, yeah? That's why, this is biological, physiological, psychological, emotional. it's all aspects, really. Can't be argued with. We have both aspects, yeah? Chaos and order, masculine, feminine in us, yeah? In fact, even as whether you express as one or the other, we still have the animus and the animal within us, yeah? Okay. But being a male character, you mean more on the kind of like structured side of reality, yeah? What you represent here as your character, yeah? What your character represents here is structure, presence. It's a shield, yeah? Functionality, logic, order, yeah? It's almost like your very essence represents the kind of like inversion of chaos. Yeah, whatever chaos is, the masculine represents the inversion of it, yeah? But within you, there's also chaos. Does that make sense? In the same way, the female has more of a chaotic nature, intuitive nature, feeling and fluid nature, which is chaos, right? But within her, there's also a divine order of sorts, yeah? Okay. So, as a man, there are a couple of things you need to know. You don't have to actually chase females, ever. Yeah? It's actually a stupid thing to do. Okay? Your very essence requires you to stand very strong, steady and ready. Yeah? Your purpose is not to protect, not only to protect, yeah, but also to endure. Yeah? It's in your very essence, it's in your code, okay? You're not here to fucking use that energy or essence chasing women, okay? Don't do it. It's actually kind of dumb. Women have been given the right to choose. They choose, yeah? They choose, bro. It's a fact. They choose. Let them choose you. If they're not choosing you, level up. But they actually have the choice. Chasing is a stupid person's game, okay? Now, let's expand on a couple points so we become a bit more lucid on a few points here. So you as a man, you need to focus on actually developing your frame. Yeah? You need to really, really develop your frame. Whether it's mental, whether it's emotional, whether it's financial, whether it's spiritual, it doesn't matter. You need to develop your frame, yeah? Because without a strong frame, you will collapse under pressure. You have to become a dependable shelter. Why? Because you represent the opposite of chaos. So when chaos hits, and it will, or unexpected hits, and it will, you have to be able to stand strong or firm against it. Yeah? Why? Because that's who you actually are. Okay? So if you're a man that collapses under pressure, you have your answer right there, yeah? You need to develop your frame, okay? On all fronts. The second thing you need to focus on is you need to focus on purpose before reflections, yeah? Fuck people, bro. Focus on on purpose, okay? Just like an umbrella is developed, it's not designed. Oh my god, fucking hell. Yeah, where was I? Purpose before people, yeah? Or reflections. Because, you know, you have umbrellas and they're designed for rain, right? But it doesn't exist for someone to use. Listen to what I'm saying and listen good, yeah? The umbrella does not exist for someone to use. The umbrella exists because rain exists. Yeah? Are we clear? Are we clear? Because this is a gem. Okay. So in the same way, a man's purpose has to precede relationships. You're built for something greater, yeah? You're not built for someone, you're not built to be someone's emotional crutch. You're not built to be someone's fucking, you know, fucking emotional fucking toilet. You're not built to be someone's, sex toy. You're not built to be someone's, ability to brag. You're not built for any of that goofy shit, bro. You're built for greater stuff, yeah? In the same way that the umbrella is built, not for people to use, it's built merely because rain exists, yeah? That's your purpose, yeah? Okay, good. The third thing we need to expand on is availability, yeah? Availability, not desperation, yeah? So, in the same way that anything that serves a functional purpose does not beg to be picked up, yeah? It is chosen because it offers value in chaos, you know? Like when you need to protect yourself, you know, your fists are not going to say, come on, use me. Or your training is not going to like suddenly like really beg you to use it or whatever, you know. If you need to write something, you know, in that moment, you know, a pen is not going to ask you to use it. You use it because it offers you value in that moment, yeah? It offers value in the chaotic nature of life itself, yeah? So let's expand a little bit more on this. You don't have to beg to be picked up or beg to be chosen. If you do that, you're a goofy, okay? Only weak men do that, yeah? That's some pussy stuff. Don't do it. You must never seek validation. Bro, sidebar. I've told you this many times. I've done my thing, yeah? And yeah, womanize and all that kind of stuff. But one thing I never did, and I would never do until I die, is beg a woman. It doesn't even make sense to me, bro. Like, it's stupid. Like, it's dumb. Don't do it, okay? Ensure that you offer value in the chaotic nature of the world, and women will actually come to you, bro. This is not a pickup thing. This is actually a fact of life, okay? You see what I'm saying in a minute. Let's go. So, in the same way you must offer value in the chaotic nature of life, you must also never seek validation from being used or being chosen. Ever. You understand? Oh, I've got 100 chicks. Yeah, this chick goes. That's pussy. Don't do it. Yeah? You must never seek validation from that. Yeah? Your validation must come from your intrinsic readiness and integrity as a man. That's it, bro. Who are you even fucking seeking validation from, bruh? Okay, the fourth expansion point that you need to be aware of is that condition matters, yeah? Condition matters. Condition matters, okay? Cool. Because why? A torn, rusty umbrella with holes in it won't serve anyone, yeah? A pen that hasn't got any ink in it won't serve anyone, yeah? A house with a leaky roof, broken windows, it's not really a house, is it? So, in the same way, remember, you offer stability in the face of chaos. That's who you are, yeah? So, you must maintain yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually. Let me say that one more time. Intellectually, yeah, being dumb is not cool. Being stupid is not cool. Being ignorant is not cool. In fact, being those things is literally it literally says to the whole world that you are useless, because you have nothing of value to offer besides your body. And what does that make you? Think. Yeah. So as a man, you always need to make sure that physically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, psychologically, you're always sharpening yourself, yeah? Otherwise, you are of no use to anybody. Remember, you are chosen, because when you're chosen for your value. That means you are something to be utilized or used. That is the nature of the game. I didn't write the fucking code, bro. If you want to fucking take up with the fucking video game, don't ask me. I'm just telling you the rules of the game. So don't give up on yourself, bro. Because if you give up on yourself, give up sharpening yourself and stuff, you're useless to everyone, including yourself. That's a fact, okay? Now, another expansion point is only tests, yeah, can prove your actual metal. Yeah? So tests are required. That's why tests happen in the game. Do you understand? Go into any religious text that has any hero, any myth, any legend. Every single one of them had to endure a test. It's the nature of the game, okay? Whether it was Solomon, whether it was Samson, whether it was Jesus Christ, whether it was David, whether it was Jacob, whether it was Pharaoh, whether it was Ramses, whether it was Akhenaten, whether it was friggin' Hercules, whether it was Zeus, whether it was Ares or Mars, it doesn't matter, bro. Hades, bro. Everybody had to go through a test. Different configuration, different variables, different resources, different powers, different abilities, different things, but you will be tested. That is the nature of the game. When you're playing the game as a man, a masculine energy, expect it. Okay. So in the same way that anything that offers value in chaos, or kind of like structure in chaos, yeah? The real test comes when situations arise, yeah? So in the same way that an umbrella will be tested in the rain, yeah? You might look like a fancy, nice umbrella, you know, by a little gust of wind, and then you fucking, your skirt lifts up, you know, you're of no use to anybody, you understand? But those that have actually done the work, sharpening themselves, they will endure any storm. It will be difficult, yes. That's why umbrellas come with a fucking lightning protection. You are exposed to the raw, chaotic nature of the world. Do you understand? So you will be tested in hardship. You will be tested in hardship. Brother, trust me, you will be tested. Okay? And the world, the kind of the world, when I say the world, the rest of the game, the rest of the sim, whatever you want to say, they respect the man who can remain composed and functional in and after the tests or the storms of life. Yeah? You gain XP points. Expansion point number 6. Recognize that you're not going to fit everywhere, yeah? And there is a right fit for you somewhere, you know? In the same way that we see in the 3D world, that some women are drawn to strength, some are drawn to style, some are drawn to both, some are drawn to whatever. Don't force it. You just stand prepared for who aligns with your presence, bro. Don't chase. Yeah? So basically, you must stop trying to be. Firstly, you need to actually stop being chaotic. Yeah, if you're chaotic in nature as a man, you've lost it. You need to fucking reevaluate life and think about your life choices. Yeah, chaos and masculinity don't go together. Yeah, all the shouty angriness, gossipy, fucking gang stuff, hanging around with men and wanting to be around men and all that weird stuff is just chaotic energy, bro. I'm not talking about in the sense of maybe in a dojo or a gym or like some masculine groups where you're actually sharpening each other, not just stupid, just hanging around, gang stuff or fucking there stroking each other's balls and all that stupid stuff. That's chaotic energy. Get rid of it, yeah? You need to understand that you are the thing in this game that stands. You are the kind of inversion of the chaotic nature of the world, yeah? So stop chasing, yeah? Stop chasing the chaos. Stop engaging with chaos. Yeah? Stop begging or chasing to be chosen, yeah? Because that means that you're rooted squarely in your penis, bro. I'm telling you the facts, bro. Life is just a series of moments, bro. Stand tall, stand firm, be you, yeah? Express the way you were supposed to express here. And when the right moment kind of shows itself, your value will be recognized without needing to prove it. Yeah, you will be chosen. If you want to be chosen, you will be chosen. If it's a woman you want, it will come. You understand? But you need to become. You need to be firm in who you are. Yeah. Stand rooted in being the shelter. Yeah. The thing, the functional thing in the chaotic nature of the world. Stand firm in that. Yeah. Not every man can be the most dominant, the most powerful, the most this, the most that. But stand in your presence, bro. Like I said, not everyone's gonna fit everyone. You get yours. And stop being so fucking obsessed with looks anyway, bro. Like, it's all about essence. Looks fade, bro. Looks fade, bro. Trust me, they fade. Trust me. So I suppose the natural kind of like expansion point from this point, or natural progression, will be if reality is chaos, yeah, and man is the buffer for playing the game as a man against chaos, then what are females essentially, or in terms of essence? And the short answer is chaos is, or reality is chaos. Man represents order and buffer against reality, and the woman represents the amplifier. Yeah, she's like an amplifier, or like maybe something that magnifies expression. Yeah. So if man stands between the raw chaos of the reality, it's actually logical because it's raw matrix code, bro. Let me move this, people come in. So he stands between raw chaos and the world, yeah? He takes a storm, he filters it, he turns it into structure, decision, and direction. So he creates form from the formless, yeah? In the physical world. Now, the woman, being the amplifier or the magnifier, her role is slightly different. You can even think of her as an interpreter, yeah? So she takes that form, or that structure that's just been created, or brought and manifested, and she breathes life into it, because she's a portal, yeah? She's not the source of life, but she can actually allow life to come through her into that structure. So she reflects, she multiplies, and she expresses. That's what women do. Yeah. She's not chaos in a raw sense, but she's closer to the energy of nature, which means that she's closer to chaos, and man is closer to order, like I said. But within man, there's also chaos, and within females, there is order. Yeah, two sides of the same coin. Now, with her being closer to the nature of the energy of nature, she's more fluid. Yeah, she's more reactive. But at the same time, she's also more intuitive. She can see beyond the veil. She might not be able to express it, but she can see it. She doesn't actually look through her eyes. I'm convinced of this, bro. Trust me. Bro, trust me. I've been around women long enough. I know what I'm saying. Like, bro, sometimes women see things and how the fuck how did you see that? You know? A woman can look at you and know everything about you without even lifting her head. And it's like, how did she do that? It's a fact, bro. But at the same time, that also makes them very creative, yeah? Now, the woman reveals the truth of the man, yeah? So if you want a temperature check on where you are in the game, a woman will always help you see it, yeah? So if you look at the behavior of a woman toward a man, it's usually a mirror of his internal state, yeah? So if a woman is very kind of like, if her behavior towards a man is disrespectful, then his inner state is not in order, it's in disarray. Yeah, so she will mirror that. You know, like, think of it this way, they don't just respond to the masculine. You know, she's reflecting the order or disorder that he carries. Yeah, this is why it's important for you to be rooted in your presence, because if you're rooted in your presence, the only thing she can reflect back to you is your inner state. It's a fact, bro. That's why you can have, you can roll with like one chick and then she's one way, and then you find out she's with like somebody after like a period of time and she's totally different. It's not her that's changed. That's what she does. She's a vessel. Yeah. She mirrors, she just does that. Amplifies, mirrors, reflects, and interprets. That's her nature. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact, man. So as a masculine, when you're playing the game, be aware of it. There's nothing to own, there's nothing to touch on, to recognize. A word to the wise. Now, like I said, if the behavior is a mirror of his internal state, then if she's not just responding, then the truth is she's reflecting the order or disorder that's within him. Yeah? Okay. And so to an extent, as a man, you can lie to the world, but you can't lie to a woman that's tuned into your frequency. No way. I swear to you, bro. Take it from me, bro. You can't. It's not possible. She'll catch you. She might not say anything, but she knows. Women know what's real and what's fake, you know. Trust me on this one, bro. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000,000%, bro. Don't waste your time. You can puff up your chest all you want. You can put on the fucking clothes and fucking go and take steroids and be the fucking biggest. You can bark the loudest, whatever. She can, if she's tuned into your frequency, she can see right through you to that little boy that's in there. Fact. Trust me, bro. Trust me. So what's important is not the outward, because women operate within the realms of the unseen, yeah? So as a man, you need to make sure that your internal state is completely rooted in presence. Yeah. Your masculine essence, it has to be rooted in it. Yeah, you need to embody what you are fully. Otherwise, she will just reflect chaos back to you, bro. It's not her fault. It's not that she's this. It's the state that you're in. These are facts. Now, a man will build a house and a woman will turn into a home. We've heard it 10 million times. It's actually true, yeah? So he cultivates the mission and she can turn that mission into a legacy, yeah? Again, true. You know, be in the womb of reality, or the portal, the yoni, you know, the thing that life comes through. You know, ideas, visions, purpose are born through her, yeah? Nurtured and returned in greater form. This is a fact. You only have to look at the 3D to confirm this, yeah? So it's a fact. So if we're gonna look at this, we can summarize it as follows. If you like, you can kind of look at it as, you know, the matrix code, which is just unbridled chaos, give birth to the test, yeah? It's usually there's something that doesn't even make sense. And you as a man, you have to buffer it, and you have to bring in order and structure, yeah, via your essence and your presence. And the woman will amplify and multiply what you provide. But also bear in mind that she chooses you, yeah? You don't choose her. You don't go chasing. That's some goofy shit. I'm just being real, okay? Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Look, and I know somebody's probably going to say, oh, well, I went after my wife and we've been together for fucking 50 years. Bro, it doesn't change the fact that it's still a goofy thing to do. The fact of the matter is, yeah, when you don't have to, it doesn't make sense. It's like you are the functional thing, yeah? You are the thing that has to stand tall in the world of chaos. How are you going to chase hands? It doesn't make sense, yeah? It shifts the whole dynamic. It's actually a nonsense, yeah? If she recognizes the value, she will come. This is true, okay? I'm just being real. And don't get me wrong, it's like, and me, I don't really chase like that, you know? I'll just, try, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't work, it's cool. Life goes on, yeah? Take the same approach, yeah? Life is abundant. So, where was I? Yeah, the woman will amplify and multiply what you provide. And together, you know, masculine and feminine, you can loop chaos into creation, because chaos is creation. Now, I think a natural kind of... So, where was I? So together, you know, the masculine and feminine loop chaos into creation, because chaos is infinite potential, which is basically raw creation, kind of raw material, if you like, yeah? It's how we need chaos to create, basically. Now, let's think about this, because I mentioned that it's a man that's playing the game, yeah? Because I can only speak from my perspective, yeah? So, if we're thinking of it in terms of, I can't pronounce that word correctly, solipsism, whatever, you understand it, Google it if you don't know. Now, if consciousness or life is a one-player game, which it is, and I'm playing as a man, then why do I need to form an attachment to a female here? Yeah, which is a valid question. You know, the amplifier or the female energy doesn't necessarily add to my purpose, yeah? And this is a valid question. You know, if you are in the game and you're playing as a man, then attachment to a woman is not mandatory, bro. So this is where we actually get to the nuts and bolts of it, yeah? Forming an attachment with a woman is really a side quest here. It's not actually the mission, yeah? It's not the main storyline. Okay, so let me explain what I mean.